What's going on, you guys? It is day 105 here and surrounded by this beautiful scenery of Colorado, these national forests. I'm loving this. So for those of you who follow us on this journey, there's, some things we quote unquote do right. Some things we probably don't do so well, I could probably do a better job of holding this camera still. For some of you, it probably drives you nuts how much we jumble our cameras around when we're filming. I don't have an anchor, I just use my arm. But what I was gonna say is we tend to go pretty deep on our thoughts and our lives and our videos. And today, I'm gonna keep it right there and just keep it deep. I've been listening. Part of that is because I guess I'm sort of a deep soul, and to me, that's what's the most interesting about people, about experiences is the deepness of it, and like just peeling back the layers, I've been listening to a podcast on the School of Greatness by Lewis House with Jay Shetty. I'm talking about this book, Think Like a Monk, and how it's important just to sort of craft your life in a very meaningful way, in a purposeful way, mindfully. As I'm sort of considering this idea, I come back to these three thoughts, these three ideas that have sort of evolved over time. I used to tell my students, I taught U.S. government, U.S. history, middle school and high school kids for a couple years, and I would tell them about this idea of, with little kids, with young kids, with young men, young women. Oftentimes they don't really know themselves, and even young adults or even adults, they don't really know who they are, or who they want to be, or what they want to do, and so oftentimes, well, pretty much all of the time, the role of an educator is to help guide young people to figure out who they are and what they want to be. And so this idea sort of, I guess, hatched in the idea of interest, passion, and doing. And so for me, for the longest time, doing seemed like the ultimate end. Doing seemed like the ultimate purpose for just about anything. Doing. Having a target and having a goal of something to do with your life. But as I've gone across this walk and sort of opened my mind up to different ideas, I'm starting to think that doing is part of the beginning process. Setting your sights is vital, critical on something, on a mission, on a goal, on a target. That's the doing. What am I going to do with my life, or what am I doing with my life? Going is the action, I'm going after it. I'm moving in this direction. It's like, doing is like, in my mind, is like setting the target. Going is taking the shot. But being, I believe, as I've walked across America, I've probably talked about this in a handful, maybe more, of the videos I've done, and it's a really it's a simple thing, but it's complex at the same time. Being, a state of being. You know, how are we talking to people? What kind of tone of voice do we use with our friends? What kind of expression sits on our face? You know, what is our state of being? What consumes our thoughts? What consumes our soul? What consumes our minds? In those moments of privacy, in those moments of seclusion, when no one is around and it's just you, yourself, and your thoughts. How are you being? What is your being? And I honestly feel like this is maybe the path to enlightenment, or the lifelong journey, of being. Life is about doing, yes. Life is also about going after things and getting it done and moving in the right direction. But I think more than anything, at the end of the day, we can all agree that it's no fun being with an asshole. It's no fun spending all of our time with someone who is rude, who is flaky, who treats us poorly. You know, and I think it's important to take a look in the mirror and to recognize, how am I being, you know? And I think it's okay to admit, and maybe to get the tough answers from those closest to us of, man, am I being sort of a jerk? Am I being sort of nasty? Am I being a little harsh here? Am I being a little rude? Am I being sort of flaky, you know? And taking that opportunity to be not self-critical and self-defeating and negative, and just going through negative self-talk, but being reflective and really considering, how am I being? How am I treating those around me? Who am I really? And how am I? And I think that is the end of man, is learning and becoming a being of light, a being of joy, a being of peace, a being of doing, a being of going about doing good. And part of that going about doing good is in a way of being at peace, you know, and being still, you know, being full of integrity, and all of those things that define each of us. Those are some things that come to mind for myself that I'm striving for. But those are my thoughts. Those are my deep thoughts for the time being. Is, how are you being? And what does it mean to truly be and to become our best selves? Much love. Peace out. God bless. We so much appreciate you. Love and peace and prayers to you all. Take care.